Good morning, Dilek. How are you doing?
Good, Mark. I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing really great. As you can see, I'm in the festive spirit here. I'm at my in-laws' house in Florida,
Wow.
and we have our tree behind me that is
Yeah, I
rotating,
can see
and
that.
the little
Looks good.
bulbs are hitting the seat in the background. So I'm kind of freaking out that they're going to fall down, but we're going to be okay because
Did
we're
you,
excited today to talk to you. And I
thank you.
think
Did you
you
guys
have
did you guys have a good Thanksgiving?
We had a very, very nice Thanksgiving. Thank you for asking. I actually baked the turkey myself. And I will say I could have done a better job. It was a little too dry, but we had a feast and we had a lovely time with the family. Thank you for asking.
I'm happy to hear that. Isn't it funny? Last year, we must have talked around the same time frame then, because I remember when I was talking to Carolyn, we talked about turkey, and I told people it's funny, in Turkey we don't eat a lot of turkey. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. Was I there? I might have been on that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess so.
That is so funny. So how was your Thanksgiving? You being from Turkey, there must have been a lot of turkeys and no shortages like we have in America.
we don't have we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I
You
think
didn't
it's
have
only America.
no pilgrims, no nothing like that.
No, sorry.
Wow. It's always a pleasure to have you on here. And I know you have some exciting news that Nokta Makro may have just released. We are very excited to talk about some of that news. Some of you that are tuning in and joining us about the legend, new simultaneous multi-frequency metal detector. So if, I wanted to introduce you and introduce this exciting new news and machine.
Thank you. We're also very excited about the new model. And, we spend a lot of time, a lot of hard work and effort has been put into this detector. And me being in sales and marketing part of it, I've been waiting for it, like you wouldn't believe. But thank God we launched it on a live stream last Friday. Yeah. So it's been exactly a week. It was last Friday. And the response, like for the past week, has been just incredible. So the feedbacks, the first reactions. So we're very happy.
How many people tuned into that live stream? Do you know?
Oh my God, a lot. I think the sign up, the number of registries were around, we were getting close to 10,000, registries, but of course, not everybody tuned in because people registered from all over the world.
Right.
And when I did the stream, it was early in America. It was like late afternoon, like evening here in Turkey. And if you look at Australia or the whole like Pacific, it was like 1 a.m. in the morning or 2 a.m. in the morning for them. So of course, not everybody tuned in, but I believe anywhere between, I don't know the exact number, but I think around 6,000-7,000, I think.
Wow. That is, I think it says something about this industry, about new technology. I know Kellyco, we released our catalog this year about amazing treasures and amazing technology, new technology. And I think a lot of people have been waiting for this with Nokta Makro, and more specifically in the entire industry, to have more options, to have more simultaneous multi-frequency. So I think you're seeing that with the engagement on social media. That's another thing I want to bring up, is how active you specifically have been across the board on social media. I think that says so much, and it's just a delight to see you answering questions and being here on this live stream to answer more questions. And I do want to say that for those that have tuned in, I've said good morning to a lot of people so far. At any time, this is a fun conversation. We have the legend, I think, with Dilek. If you have questions, feel free to shoot them in chat. That's what this is for.
Yes, correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I love to interact with the crowd, with the actual users, Mark, and yeah, I am on a lot of forums. I am on Facebook all the time. And this past week, believe it or not, I maybe got only maximum 3 to 4 hours of sleep every night, because yeah, I mean, I do my
Wow.
work here during the day. Then, I mean, I check, the social media during the day as well, but
Hmm.
I have other things to do. So what I do is I go home, and after I put my daughter to sleep, I'm on my computer or my phone, reading posts, reading forums, answering questions, and answering negative comments. So yeah, I just like it. I just like it.
What is the biggest thing that people are, even if they watch the live stream? Of course, I think everybody wants to know, well, how deep does it go? How does it compare to so and so machine? But is there a question you see popping up a lot that you across social media while you're up late at night scouring forums and stuff? Is there something that keeps coming up that you wanted to address?
Of course. I mean, they want to know what the like how it performs against the competitors out there on the market, of course. And but this is one area that I really don't want to go into and
Yeah.
respond to those people directly, because um, this is what I say. This may be very subjective. As the manufacturer, of course, I'm gonna say, it performs better, and it has more features, and it's at the same time, of course, it's offered at a lower price. I think that's one thing that makes people think, oh, this is like
Hmm.
almost like I mean, it's more than $300, less than the competitor's price. So oh, like some people say it cannot be as good,
Right.
and we say, this is what I say. I mean, I want that whole, we definitely have, more features. Okay. We offer more features. And to be honest with you, I believe we offer much better quality,
Hmm.
but then again, when it comes to performance, I want that to come from the actual users of the product.
Right.
And I'll be very honest with you, and I'm sure, some people will say this is much better. Some people will say this is, this is equally as good. And I am sure that it is going to be a good amount of people out there that will never accept that it is as good or better, and they will just say that no, it's nowhere near the competitor. Because I mean, this past week, I took a lot of hit from certain people, and I just don't understand it, Mark. It's just we're
Yeah.
given another option, and people should be happy that there's another option out there, because it just, competition is good. It benefits the
Yes.
users,
It
the
does.
most.
It's like other industries. I think of the computer industry, which I think you have experience in, where you have Intel processors and AMD, and I think competition creates innovation. It creates
Of
better
course.
products, and it drives
Yeah,
price down. So I think in the end, the consumer will ultimately be very happy about this. And something
I'm
I
sure they
couldn't do. What's that?
I'm sure they will be.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Oh
sure
yeah.
the majority of the people will be very happy. And like in everything else in life, okay, or in any industry, whatever product you take, I believe it's just impossible to make people like like everybody have 100%. Like
Yeah.
you tell me, whatever product it is, whatever brand it is, you take phones. Some people will say, Apple iPhone is the best. Some people will say,
Hmm.
I will never touch iPhone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that mean iPhone is bad because some people are saying, oh, I will never touch it? No, I mean, I think it's just a preference. It all depends on what you expect out of a
Hmm.
product. And it's the same for a metal detector. You know what I mean? For
Yeah.
some people, it may be the depth. That's the most important thing. For some people, the discrimination may be the most important thing. For some people, the quality. For some people, the weight. I mean, I can just go on and on. So
Hmm.
this will all depend on people's preferences,
Hmm.
and that's why I cannot wait to get this product into the hands of the actual users so they can comment on it. But of course, as the manufacturer, of course, as the developer, and as a detector that we've really worked on for a long time, we believe we did a very good job.
You know, I couldn't do this interview or this podcast without saying a phrase. We always have the phrases, right?
Yes,
And
we do.
have
By the way, whoever is out there listening to us, you know, I mean, I speak good English, but of course, there's sometimes some expressions that I'm not familiar with. So Mark always teaches me these like expressions that I have never like come across before, you know? Go ahead.
They're so much fun. So the expression today is proof is in the pudding.
Oh, that I know.
Do you and you
That
probably
I know.
have,
come on.
You have your own, right? And the reason I say this is going back to big events that we've both been at with Nokta Makro and other manufacturers there. One I can think of is Pound the Ground. What is that, 3 years ago? And
oh, yeah.
Simplex.
Oh my God, it was good.
It was really good. And
very
Simplex,
cold.
it was very cold and windy. I heard like some of the manufacturers' tents may have turned into kites.
Well, ours too.
I know.
Oh my God, one of them just like it broke, and it was like literally it broke into 3 pieces or something. Oh my God, it was cold. It was
in miles away. It felt like it flew off. But more importantly, why I say that proof is in the pudding is the Simplex was a big launch at that time. You know, around that time, it was a relatively new machine, and you had a wonderful test garden. And I think it really opened up people's eyes to see, wait a minute, at that price point, waterproof, vibration in the handle, it does what now? And the depth that I was seeing in front of my own eyes, and I could just see the entire audience watching, captivated. That's why I say that phrase is, I think not only do you have advanced technology that's being promoted right now, and the spec sheet looks amazing. I think once we see the machine and see it in action, just like that at events, on videos, in people's hands, the more exciting it always becomes.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think, you know, we're all anticipating. Do you actually have, I see there's a box back there. Is that some marketing material? Or no, that's for something else. But do you have?
No, actually, yeah, that is the. You weren't supposed to see this. I left it there. This is the old box. Actually, you know what? Let me grab the new one. Hold on just a second. Okay?
That's exciting. Yes. While Dilek's grabbing that, I'm going to read the chat. Of course, Little Dirt Diggers always here. Eric Reed, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's see what Eric is saying. Oh, the clock. I think that's a wonderful feature, so that you could see how late you're out there. Oh, and there's the box. Yes, is this new? Look at that. Wow. Dilek, can we talk about the Easter egg that you put on this box?
The Easter egg?
Yeah, the special surprise that only a few clever people may see right there. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay, we won't talk about it. But if you know right there, for those of you in chat that can guess what that is, or later on when we publish this to YouTube, if you write into Kellyco, tell me if you know the answer, or in chat right now. So that is a very nice box.
Okay. You know what? This should be followed with whoever comes up with the correct answer. We're giving you.
Oh yeah. What is Nokta Makro? Hey, trust me, you will be taken care of. I will make something happen if you figure out what that is. Uh-oh, someone's getting dizzy. Daniel from Old Kellyco is getting dizzy from the tree. What I recommend is stare at the horizon. That's a boating term. Get seasick. Now, we were just talking about the clock real fast. Thank you for showing the box, Dilek. But we're talking about the clock, and I think something to be said about that is the introduction of something like Fitbit. that's what you guys have done. Is there's always this correlation of exercise, staying healthy, and I wanted to point that out. Is the clock isn't just some silly add-on. I think there's a really
No, it's
important.
not.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? You know what? I never knew I was going to do this, but I want to show you guys something else. Hold on just a second. You know what this is?
What's that?
This is
Let me
just
see.
one of them, by the way. There's another one. Guess what this is? These are all the emails and forms, and I don't know how many, you know, I mean, you can see. And
Wow.
there's another folder. So those are, remember a couple of years ago, when we first talked about working on a simultaneous multi-frequency machine, we said, okay, we're going to have a naming contest, right? And we put a form online. And in the same form, we asked people the features that they would like to see in this machine, okay? And guess what? Those are the printouts from all the submissions we got.
Oh.
I literally had to go through each one of them, you know, a couple of thousand, seriously.
Wow.
And read through all the specs and features people want to see, and then kind of like pick the most popular ones. And then, so I made a whole presentation to the engineers, and I said, this is what the customers want to see. These are the settings they would like to see. These are the features they would like to see. And guess what? I mean, some people, you know, again, I see some comments, oh, so what, they put a clock. Guys, it was a request from end users. Okay. And I actually personally was so surprised, Mark. Seriously. I'm like, oh my God, a clock is that important, you know, for detectors, because I never realized, and I said this in my live presentation, I never realized that many guys go out there without their watches or their phones. They just leave it in their car or at home, and then they lose track of time. And then, you know, of course, I mean, yeah, and I said in my live presentation, it sets a reasonable ground for a family fight. You know? And that's why we can add saves marriages to the features of the legend. But yeah, it was purely, you know, we didn't think of it. It was purely a request from the end users.
Oh, I love it. And maybe on the next version, you can have a pedometer and count the steps of how many steps you take, you know, with the metal detector. You never know. That could be my little comment on your little notebook.
Actually, we did think about that.
Oh.
But there are so many other things coming to play for that. So that's why, I don't know, we were hesitant, and we decided
I think
to hold off on it.
The clock is, I think that's good enough. And like you said, a lot of people don't want those extra devices that, you know, a pinpointer could hit that watch, or, you know, it could affect the metal detector. It's just another thing in your pocket and you're getting dirty. So I love it. I think that says a lot about that ingenuity side. Going back to vibration, every metal detector that comes out that you're producing has that vibration. I think when you talk about hearing impaired, or just having that extra sensory activation from a product, it adds another level that I think is, I wouldn't say underappreciated, but I think I value it, and specifically with the people I interact with.
Well, actually, we do get a lot of, you know, good feedback, especially from the hearing impaired people, and it makes me very happy. But as well as from people who use it underwater. Some people just love the vibration when they're using the unit underwater. I mean, you know, other units with vibration. Nobody has used except for, you know, like some testers, nobody has used the unit underwater yet, you know, but because we have the same one on the Simplex or our other machines. So yeah, we get very good feedback on that.
I think this is just great, especially, you know, talking about the metal detector and its different features. That's something we haven't quite done. And I know from internally, we had a question about the Legend and what kind of battery type does the machine have inside of it? And what does the external battery have? What type of technology is that battery type?
So basically, originally, because I was on some podcasts and shows earlier this year or last year, whatever, I don't remember. Maybe even on one of your shows, I may have talked about this. I don't remember. Originally, we were planning to put the rechargeable lithium battery behind the armrest as a removable battery. We thought it was a very good idea because people could just like remove it and change it, whatever. But then we didn't like the weight of the detector. So, so once the detector was all done and everything, all the parts came in and we made the prototypes and everything, the detector for us became a bit too heavy. So we decided to put the battery back inside the system box, but because many people love the idea of having that external battery, we actually now kept it as an option. Okay. Mm-hmm. So let's say you run out of battery on the field and you have this, extra battery, you can just like pop it in there and it goes, behind the armrest, like there's this rail there. It just slides in there. Mm-hmm. And so you can out on the field when you run out of battery, or let's say you have a battery issue, okay? Mm-hmm. And you need to send the unit to the service center. You don't have to, as long as you have this battery. It's an external, rechargeable, and waterproof. So you can still go underwater with it, which is the cool part about it. I mean, we just wanted to have the overall weight less on the device. But if you think about it, yes, the weight, of course, it adds weight. But because it's behind the armrest, it kind of, adds a little balance to it too. So we believe it's a very good feature. But like I said, originally it was outside only. Now we have an internal battery, lithium battery, and this one is optional. But it's offered in the Pro Pack. As part of the package content.
And so both batteries are lithium then, technology?
Of course, rechargeable lithium, yeah.
Ah, that's smart. Eric Reed was just commenting how smart that is about the lithium specifically, that you can go multiple days with it. And you don't see that, again, that's not something that you see even as an optional accessory with most competitor brands. They expect you to get, I don't know, those battery bricks, or I don't know, just carry extra AA's. So I love that Nokta Makro was thinking about that. Specifically like the weight you had said, it's like a pendulum. It's weighted very well.
And you can still use the Legend with a power bank too. That's not a problem. Oh yeah, you can still power it and you can still charge it with a power bank too. But then again, it's hard, with a power bank. Where do you put that power bank? It's just not convenient. This just slides. So you mount it, and the battery inside, when you want to charge it, it comes with the small little charger, very little, like a slide-in charger. I don't know if I have it here. I could show it to you. But, you just take the battery out, and the mount part just stays on the detector. So you don't have to, it's so easy to slide it in and out when you want to charge it.
That's cool.
Because the mount part, that bracket just stays mounted on the detector.
What is the duration? I'm pulling some of these questions from questions I've seen online, even from the live chat that you did, the live stream for the launch of the Legend. So what kind of battery duration are we talking about for both batteries, internal and the external battery?
I mean, it depends. It totally depends on, number one, the frequency being used, okay? And your other settings. So anywhere between 8 to 20. So I would say average, let's say 12. But then again, like I said, it can go down to 8, it can go up to 20.
12
like if you're using a very low frequency, you will consume more power. But let's say you're at, 40 kilohertz, you're gonna consume a lot less. So
And
it really
vibration,
depends.
vibration also.
Everything.
Yeah.
Backlight has an impact. Everything. All like it all depends on your settings.
Is the connection, this is a question from chat, is the connection micro USB for the battery on the machine?
It's just like the simplex, if that's what
Okay.
it's called. Yes.
Oh. That's great.
I just call them USB,
Yeah.
because they confuse me a lot. Seriously, mini,
Yeah.
micro, now the C type. I know the C type because it's very different. You know what I mean? And I have it on my phone.
Yeah.
But mini, micro, I always get confused.
They need to standardize. Everything needs to be the same. Apple stopped making your own.
I think I read an article somewhere that that's what they're gonna do in the future. Yeah.
Europe especially. I don't know about America.
Yeah.
It's Wild West over here.
Europe.
Yeah. Warranty. Let's talk warranty for a second. Is this going to have just standard warranty that Nokta Makro does, or is there any plans for anything different?
Well, we cannot really, we don't want to differentiate the warranty for a specific product.
Okay.
My goal, well, our warranty is 2 years for all our detectors, but my goal actually is to increase our warranty for all the products.
Oh.
So it's something that I'm working on. I'm talking to the team, whether we do it, maybe we do it for this one only. I don't know, okay. But actually my goal is to increase the warranty for all the products. We'll see.
That's
I'm working
great.
on it.
Okay. It's being worked on. Oh, another question from chat. Will the SB24 coil be available for the Legend?
You mean that shape and size, right?
That shape and size.
Okay. So basically, at this moment, when the product starts shipping, we're going to have 3 coils available. Of course, the 11-inch standard coil. We have a 6-inch small coil. That's part of the Pro Pack as well. And we have a 13-inch larger coil. These are the 3 coils we currently have. However, I've been actually going on some of the user groups that are formed on Facebook, and it makes me laugh. It says user groups. I'm like, who is using it? No, it's so cute actually. So the Legend user groups, I actually asked this question on the groups. What other coil options do you want to see for the Legend? Okay. And oh my God, I thought it was going to be only a couple of different sizes and shapes, but the answers are all over the place. I don't know. But you know what? I think we're going to wait. I think the best thing is for us to wait until the customers first get the units in their hands. Maybe maybe it's my fault. Maybe I asked the question too early. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe, the SP24, for example, is one size that's being mentioned a lot, and I can see why, because it really makes the simplex a whole lot different. Yeah. And that I understand, but then again, come to the Legend. See, we didn't really test it because we don't have a coil like that for the Legend yet. Yeah. I don't even know, for example, if it would provide you with that much of a difference versus the 6-inch coil we have. I don't know. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
But we will definitely work on a couple of more coils for our customers, but we'll do it based on, again, what the majority wants. Right. And I'm seeing, very interestingly, this is the first time I'm seeing so many requests for larger coils.
Oh.
Interestingly.
What size?
Like, we're talking about big, like 15, 17. And,
oh my God.
And talking to a few people, I believe, some beach hunters want really large coils.
It's that sweep area, right? The bigger the coil. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, no, I think you said it yourself. The more these coils that you've already determined that are launching with the machine, see how those do first, and then based on that SB24, what is a 9.5 by 5, inch. That's a very specific, like oblong shape that people do like, but I think with that 6-inch coil, the stock, what's the stock, 11, that
11.
people will be just fine with that.
Yeah.
There is another question from Jason Quarter Hoarder that you know. Does the Legend does the Legend have a true noise cancellation, or is it done through manual frequency shifts?
Both.
Hmm.
It has both. So we have 13 frequency shifts and automatic frequency shifts, which is actually the noise cancellation. So basically it's automatic and it picks the best frequency. Okay? So 13 manual and noise cancellation. And of course, once the customers get them in their hands, you know, we'll see. I mean, we're going to be looking forward to getting feedbacks from our customers. Maybe they'll say, you know, add more frequency shifts, you know, whatever. I mean, everything is doable, but currently we have 13 manual and automatic noise cancellation. Oh,
wow. That's quite a bit. I mean, Jason just came out hitting hard with these technical questions. That's why I love them. With that said, do you want to go into some more really quick, like modes, EMI, ground balancing, just cover some of the basics there with the machine?
Sure. Modes, we have 4 modes. Okay. Park, field, beach, and gold field for gold prospectors. Okay.
That's important.
And basically that really covers the, you know, everything, all types of terrains. And what else did you ask? Ground balancing.
Yes.
The ground balancing, we have 3 different ground balancing options: automatic, manual, and ground tracking. However, the good part about this detector, which I didn't know until recently, my field testers are telling me, you know, here that they haven't, you know, ground balanced the detector at all.
Oh.
You know, they didn't really, they use it just without, it just doesn't need ground balancing. But however, of course, there's so many different conditions and soil types and all that around the world. Should you need to ground balance the detector, we have 3 options for it, and the ground balance button is right on the keypad. So it's just, you know, a push of a button. So it's very easy.
How is tracking different from automatic on the ground balancing?
What's that?
How is tracking different from automatic?
So basically, the automatic is the one where you just like pump, you know, hear the beep, and then you're done. And then you watch that. I mean, I didn't really, I don't know how they're displaying it on screen on the Legend. Okay. I didn't see that part. I have a unit, but, you know, I was working on the manual. So that's how I know. But during the automatic ground balancing, I don't know if we're given a beep or not. That I don't know. I'll find out when I'm writing the manual, when I'm going over the manual and translating it actually. But you see the numbers change. Then, you know, if you want to ground balance it, if you want to ground balance it again, then you just ground balance it again automatically. But the ground track is something else. The way it works in our other machines, and I'm pretty much sure that's how it's going to work on this one, but don't take my word on it, is it just does everything in the background. It kind of tracks the ground. And when the ground, like probably phase changes, you know, and then it does it in the background automatically.
Okay, that makes sense now. Thank you for that explanation.
And the manual, what we call manual is when you actually manually increase and decrease the ground phase, you know.
I got you now. There's a question in chat, and I think this is something that I did want to talk about, is the difference between the standard pack and the Pro pack. And I did put a link for pre-order in there to Kellyco, but another question was the pricing: $635 for the standard US dollar, and then $760.
By the way, the rest of the world is so jealous of your pricing, guys. I swear this is one question I'm getting. Why is it so cheap in America?
Why is that?
Well, I think number one, I believe, like in Europe, all the prices include VAT, the sales tax.
Oh, yeah.
And in Europe, the sales tax are not like in America. You
Yeah.
guys have very low sales tax there. Like some states, I know it depends on the state, 5%, 8%, whatever.
Yeah.
Like in Europe, you're looking at minimum 18 to 20%.
Oh, with VAT. Yeah, that makes sense.
With VAT.
Yeah.
So that's why the European prices include the VAT. Your pricing does not include any tax. And yeah, I think that's one of the biggest reasons. Yeah, 635 is the standard pack. When we say standard pack, actually we don't call it the standard pack. We call it the WHP. Okay. So the Legend WHP wireless headphone pack, it's the machine and the Bluetooth, low latency Bluetooth headphones, guys. Okay. That come in the pack. The Pro Pack, now I mentioned this a few times, but for those who didn't see any of the presentations or whatever, the Pro Pack and the WHP pack, they have the same machine. So the machine is the same machine. There's no difference. It's only one Legend. Okay, we don't have different versions. So the Pro Pack has the Legend, the wireless the Bluetooth headphones, as well as the 6-inch coil, small coil, and the waterproof user replaceable battery. And it's retailing for, you tell me, $765?
That is correct. $765.
Yeah.
That's great. I like that you differentiated between the two. There isn't a difference with the unit. That's really important. Some people could think, well, do you get the gold mode or not? And another question.
It's the same machine.
Yes, same machine. And another question about that gold mode, I've heard people confuse, especially newcomers to the industry. Well, does that mean with a gold mode that you can use that at the beach, or what does that mean exactly? Well, there's a beach mode that compensates for the salt water, right? What could you go into that gold mode? What is that exactly? Does it turn into a gold machine?
The gold mode is specifically designed for prospectors. Gold prospectors, people who got out to gold fields and who are trying to detect nuggets, like natural gold nuggets. And you can use the multi-frequency in the gold mode, as well as 20 kilohertz and 40 kilohertz single frequency. Because when you're looking at, when you're looking for small gold nuggets, you need those higher frequencies. So yeah, you can use the multi-frequency as well as 2 single frequencies in the gold mode.
Very good, very good. And another question from chat from Frank: is the multi option available on all modes?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
That's interesting. And good to know. Very good question. I think
so park, field, beach. Actually, the beach only works in multi. But we have 2 different multi frequencies running in the beach mode, okay? Wet and dry. So if you're using it, especially in like salt water, you can, or like wet salt beach sand, then you should use the wet. If not, you can also use the dry, okay? But the multi frequency, yes, runs in all the modes. You can use it in all the modes.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I think that leaves the last technical,
as well as of course the single frequencies. Okay?
I see. If you wanted to lock in,
not in the beach mode, but park field, you can use 4, 10, 15. Wait, am I getting confused? 4, 10, 4, 10. 15, 20, 40 kilohertz. Yeah. Those are the single frequencies we have.
And those are on the product page: 4, 10, 15, 20, and 40.
Yes.
Yes. So any of those specifics that you want to read about are on the product page I linked. That's really important.
And we're working on the manual right now. I'm working on the translation. Okay. And then it's going to be sent for review. The translation will also be sent for review. So I'm hoping that we can get it up on our website, hopefully, by the end of the first week of December, hopefully, so people can actually read through the manual and see the different settings and, everything they want to know about the device.
I just realized, by the way, Dilek, I could have done side by side. so that it's not just you or me and our faces on Zoom. So that's a little funny. So I just changed it for everyone. Now you can see both of us, which might be a bad thing. You might want to see Dilek more. I might have just made a mistake there, but I did want to continue up with the EMI and talk specifically about the Legend and EMI.
Well, EMI, for people who don't know, electromagnetic interference. I mean, it's a problem for every metal detector out there. It's just the way it is. But on this machine, okay, I believe the frequency shifts and the noise cancellation will help a lot with that. Okay, and the way the multi-frequency works, because it's multi-frequency, actually the multi-frequencies are a little bit more prone to EMI than single frequencies. But like I said, we see, for example, compared to some of our own other models, I think, especially on the single frequencies, this machine deals with them a bit better, okay? And on the multi too, you have, like I said, 13 frequency shifts and noise cancellation, which should help a lot out there.
Excellent.
But to be honest with you, sometimes there's just, you may end up being in an area where it's just impossible to avoid it. You don't know.
Right.
And this has nothing to do with our detectors. It applies to everything out there.
Just really crazy area with power lines, and it's a power, one of those power stations.
You try to get rid of it. You try everything, even on different models out there, in the market right now that have simultaneous multi-frequency, and sometimes it's just impossible.
One of my last questions, unless there's any from the chat, any last questions for Dilek, is about, I've heard this on one of your other live streams, I think it was, about a future product for a pinpointer, and a pinpointer specifically that matches well with the Legend. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, actually, we were about to release a new pinpointer.
Really?
Well, when I say about, I mean overall the project was finalized. Like, at least the engineering part was finalized. So we were going to work on the the molding and all that. So we still had a few months to go, maybe. But at least the engineering, the software, whatever, that was almost at the end. And I said, no, we should be launching this. We should be launching. We should kind of like change it and have a pointer that's gonna connect with the Legend's headphones. A wireless, because right now, for example, we have the Nokta pointer, which is not wireless, and it's selling pretty well, okay? Because it's a very well built, waterproof pinpointer, sold at a very good price, right? It's a budget pinpointer, but the quality and the functionality is great. Then we have the Pulse Dive, which connects, with our 2.4 gigahertz wireless headphones, that you can use with the Simplex, the Amphibio, the Cruiser, and all that. And we sold a lot of those pinpointers just because of the fact that it connects with those headphones. I think I believe that's the reason, because so as we were about to, and I actually did a naming contest for this new pinpointer too, and but now I think we had a meeting, and I said, we have pointers already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We already have 2 pinpointers that are selling well, quality pinpointers, no problem with them whatsoever, very, very few issues, and we really sell tons of them. So I said, let's just bring out something that people can use with the Legend, and my team agreed. And so the engineers are now working on adding the Bluetooth function, wireless function to it. I don't know. I mean, I cannot promise that it's going to happen, because lag, delays, this, that. We have to make sure that it works well. But if it does, that's the plan.
Would you think it'd be more towards the VLF side or more towards the pulse side with that pinpointer?
I believe VLF.
I think that's smart. I think, you know, especially the sensitivity, you already have pulse dive. I think that's so exciting.
Yeah, I think, well, the one that we were planning to bring out was a VLF. So I believe, yeah, we're not going to change that after this point.
Okay. Well, that's excellent. I mean, unless there's any questions from chat, I wanted to ask you one last thing. Let's say I am a simplex user. What is the biggest thing you could tell me to convince me, I guess, that I should adopt this simultaneous multi-frequency? What's the big deal? Why is this technology so good? Why should I get it?
It's really two different things, Mark. Like they're totally different. You know, I mean, I'm not, and you know me, and with my strong remarks about single frequency detectors, and they're good. And no, I mean, regardless of the fact that we're releasing a simultaneous multi-frequency machine today, okay, single frequencies, they have their own advantages in many, many different conditions and scenarios. And that's the only reason why, actually, like, we could have just released a multi-frequency machine, but no, it also has single frequencies. Why? Because you need them from time to time, believe me.
Yeah.
But I would say the biggest advantage is beach and salt water. That's where I believe the simultaneous multi-frequency really shines. Because other than that, if you, I mean, listen, all our detectors prior to this, you know, we have multi-frequency machines, but not simultaneously. It's just switchable. So you can say that they only work, you know, like as a single frequency. Doesn't matter if we offer 4 of them, you have to select only one. So compared to all other single frequency machines, I think, and I can say this with pride, you know, Nokta Makro has been the only company who can actually make a single, you know, frequency machine work on a beach, but still, okay, when you compare it to a simultaneous multi-frequency, the stability, the depth, you see a big difference.
So my own experience with that, I have used a simplex at the beach and it worked just fine, especially in the dry sand. And then with manual ground balancing to like 0-0 in the wet sand. But I will tell you, for you new users out there, if you've done it, if you've gone to the beach and detected with most single frequency detectors, you'll hear chatter. You'll hear that salt water, the salinity in the water, the feedback from it. And I would say it's not a fun experience, actually, because you're like, oh, did I hit something, or was that the wave, or are things just, you know, kind of crazy? You could still have fun. You could still do have a great time. But I think, like you said, Dilek, the simultaneous multi-frequency is going to be so powerful in that salt water. And another thing you mentioned just a bit earlier is having a machine that is 3-in-1: beach, relics, more importantly, that gold that you talked about, going to the gold fields. Normally, you'd have to buy another gold machine. You have to get a gold machine. That's another.
I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah,
that's true.
So this is like it's like an all-in-one detector. No matter what type of, you know, metal detecting you're doing, beach, you know, land, gold field, relic, coin, nugget, whatever it is. So so it's a lot different than the simplex. But let me tell you something, Mark. I mean, and this is a fact, you know, no exaggeration. We have many customers around the world, okay? And simplex, we released the simplex at an entry-level price point, and it's still at an entry-level price point. But believe me, we get so many messages, emails from customers around the world saying, this is unbelievable. The performance I'm getting out of a, you know, $300 machine, depth-wise, discrimination-wise, whatever, it just, like, for example, some of these customers even have the, you know, like simultaneous multi-frequency machines from my competitor. And they're saying it's just unbelievable. Like on land, you know, depth and everything, you know, the simplex is a beast. Seriously.
Yeah, it is.
It's not an entry-level product
No.
at all. Okay. But of course, you know, like you said, like I said, simultaneous multi-frequency, along with all these single frequencies and a gold mode and all the settings, you know, we don't really have time probably to go into all these settings, but it's just a whole different level.
It's so exciting. I'm just so excited to use one myself. And something else you said before we wrap up on single frequency, you had said there's certain situations. One that I've heard is relic hunters finding cannonballs. You know, it's sometimes better in certain soil conditions to lock into one frequency and go real deep on that deep iron, where multi-frequency may not be the best. So I wanted to give that one example.
Exactly. You know, I really suggest, you know, everybody, you know, whoever is thinking of buying the Legend, use it and check it out. I mean, that's what I would do. You know what I mean? Like I would use it in the multi-mode and check out some signals in the, you know, single frequency as well, to make comparisons. And in a short while, they'll understand the language of the detector, and they'll know what to use where and when.
Oh, this is so exciting, Dilek. I thank you so much for joining Coffee with Kellyco this morning on Black Friday. We're running tons of Black Friday specials. Yes, we're taking many pre-orders. It's a very exciting new product at Kellyco. We give full support to it, as well as the whole Nokta Makro line. You had mentioned Pulse Dive, Bluetooth headphones, different coils, the SP24 coil that's doing so well. You name it. We have it at Kellyco, and we're just so thankful that you took the time.
Are you guys running the Simplex WHP promotion?
I believe we are.
Coil free?
Yes, it is on the site.
I think that's a good deal.
It's a very good one.
You guys know America, North America is the only country in the world running that promotion.
Why do you favor us so much?
Well, USA and Canada. What's that?
You know, we have a worldwide audience on this podcast. Like, you know, I feel bad for our European.
No, but listen, I run a different promotion for you.
Oh, what that? Hey,
you know what? Listen, I operate based on customer requests. Seriously, this is who I am. Most of the distributors in Europe said they prefer a pinpointer. Their customer base prefers a pinpointer. And then America said, people love the SP24. Let's go with the SP24 for the simplex. Okay. And that's what I did.
I love it. That's such a good, I'm putting a link in chat because you mentioned that, that you should check out that simplex promotion. It's very worth it right now, the bang for your buck. And we noticed with new customers, they like pinpointers.
And come on, nobody's going to misunderstand this, but yeah, I mean, come on, it's understandable that I favor America. I'm an American citizen myself. It's
That's
my second home.
Yes.
It's my second home.
I'm trying to get you to come back.
No, I cannot come back. Only to visit.
Okay, I'll work on it. I'll still work on it. Well, again, thank you for taking the time to answer the questions. This was so much fun. Like, we always have so much fun, and I think everyone's very, very excited about the Legend and the technology. We'll do everything we can to keep supporting. And if you have more questions, you can either write in chat, post on YouTube comments. We're always here, and I'll make sure I get them right to Dilek so I don't tell you anything wrong.
By the way, I didn't follow the chat. I apologize. Okay. So I'm only seeing Mark. I don't know who else is in the chat, but whoever is in the chat, thank you for joining us today. And I would like to actually Thanksgiving has passed, so Christmas is coming up. So I would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a legendary 2022.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Dilek. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark.
Happy New Year to you as well. 2022 is going to be great.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.